what it is, what's going on. All right. Welcome. This is basically me going live without any overlays or any type of other equipment stuff that I have. Just pure on, just camera with the phone and me doing whatever I usually do. Talk about updates to talk about what's going on or anything that's happening to other further stuff that's gonna happen towards my channel and anything else towards my future because it is coming already. And I know off the bat I do have an announcement I also have to make. So for sure, as of right now, as I'm getting things started, because I still got to do my own thing. That's the reason why I decided to do just pure live is, and don't worry about the music in the background. It's called copyright free, just so I won't see my video just pure on just with me talking. That there is music that you can hear me. But the reason why I decided to do something like that for all, I wanted to get a feedback to the channel since I wasn't making a lot of content. Because I do want to talk about also what's gonna be coming up next, and I'm looking forward to 2023. But yeah, before I do that, I do gotta say there is a lot of like situations going on between where I'm standing at right now, and it determines my future. I know for sure that I'm still doing an application for my university, so it's ongoing. However, I am going to see what's going to happen with relations to the theme park and the other source of stuff. So I'm kind of like in a mix, but I'm going to take them a while to just, get a feel for the vibe. This music is really loud. I didn't even realize how loud the music was. I thought it was quiet than this. But thank goodness there's no copyright in it, so no one has to worry about that. Let me see. I gotta have to look at my handy dandy paints because I'm painting right now. So you, if I did one on Twitch, I probably am doing one now for YouTube, so that way it's not just me doing whatever it is I do. So let me go ahead and get everything going up here. Okay, so everything looks like it's ready. I just need to take a look at the things I have. I might have to do some dark. It looks like I have to do dark brown on this one. Don't mind me. I'm painting things. So I cannot show the image what I'm painting because I am going to be talking. You have to look on Instagram when the day comes that will reveal what exactly I'll be painting or what I have been painting. That's what I wanted to further to say. So if you want, don't you probably are curious, just follow me on Instagram and just be on the lookout when the post comes. I will show exactly what exactly I'm painting and what it's been shown because I did a long job just trying to get everything done and up and running. I tried to live stream on the theme park, but unfortunately, audio quality sucks so badly. I just do not like it. I tried it with this phone because this one has better audio, but unfortunately, the interconnection sucks over there at Disneyland. For some reason, I cannot get the Wi-Fi signal, cannot get a live stream into it. So I might, if I'm doing something really fast, I might need to just do one video that I can just upload and that's it. Though I am planning to put a short because I realize that video, it does look good and I think putting a short will do a better job. But that's all I know so far. That's what's happening. I wonder if this thing is just checking. Okay. Like, it's just a lot of like individuals can send me stuff or type text in the chat. But there is a reminder that YouTube's a little bit stricter when it comes to comments. So if you do plan to comment, you gotta still follow the guidelines of YouTube's rules. 'Cause even though on Twitch you're free to comment, not that much anymore, because Twitch is also having strict with comments as well. We just gotta be careful and making sure everything is in place as always. Again, I do a lot of like looking at those comments, and if they come inappropriate, it's I have no choice but to get rid of them. So just be aware of what you write in the comments. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm talking too much, but I'm going to now just go through whatever heck's gonna come up for this channel. If you are aware that there is what's the way to say this, there is something coming up because of course I haven't got anything for the channel, so at least to have this one like vlog of a video coming up, I think it'll help just to keep people entertained. Because I did a lot of stuff when I was at California Adventure. I did so much. I do want to share that because it is, again, the new year for the Chinese people, and I wanted to show something, spectacular, including the some glimpses of the 100th anniversary of Disneyland since that's been going on. It sucks that I couldn't get a reservation for Friday because it got too packed. There is days on the previous days because it is raining, but unfortunately I can't bring my camera equipment, so it's gonna be really difficult to capture something there. And this camera doesn't have enough space for some reason, so I can't really do that with that camera. It'll get wet too as well, so it's not really easy when you're filming in the rainy schedule. Even with an umbrella, you're still expected to ruin your camera. Because I remember I went to Six Flags and my camera just completely got really drenched and soaked, and the camera lenses were so wet that they were unable to see really well. So, and it happened with, I think, was that one in Universal Studios, Hollywood, with the Waterworld, where I was filming with my camera and got wet with the lenses, and you could see there's wet stains right in the camera lens. So it was really like hard to do it exactly like that. But it's a good thing we try, at least we try our best. So that's the reason why I, doing what I'm doing and just making sure it's going well, and make sure that I get everything up and running. I gotta make sure my paints, you see, I have to keep in track to know what I'm doing in this thing. So, oh, okay. I know for sure that I am talking about how the Magic Key passes are hard to get nowadays because they're getting sold out quicker than expected. For some apparent reason, I don't know what's going on over there, but they're just they're getting sold out very fast, and it's making it hard for people to get one. Because I remember the early of, I think it was 2022, when key passes were just available on the spot. Like people were just able to get them regardless of what the situation was. So I'm kind of curious now that all of a sudden now Disney is becoming more popular, that key passes at Disneyland are getting harder to buy, and I don't understand what's going on over there. Is Disney just unable to produce more, or is just too much people just want them? Whatever the case may be, even for the cheap ones, what they're doing now is they're taking rid of the Saturdays, including the enhancement key pass. That thing used to have Saturdays when it was available. Now they just don't want to give you Saturdays anymore. They want you to pay more. It's crazy. I'm just shocked that I wasn't able to understand that. And then last Saturdays I know were just simply like, what's the right word to this? The last Saturdays were, I think, this upcoming March and February, and that's it. There's no more Saturdays. So the enhancement is like completely dead when it comes to Saturday, the weekends now. The only thing they'll give you with the enhancement is Sundays, and that's it. They don't want to give you no more Saturdays. It's kind of sad to know that they're doing that, which you have to get Believer. If you the Believer, I think it was Believer key and the Inspired key. But there's no way for sure no one can get the Dream key, and the reason why, because people keep renewing on those keys. They don't want to give them up, and not only that, but there's also been a case where they just don't want to sell you those, and they want to make sure that you don't get, and no matter what key you get, they don't want to give you the ends of the Christmas time on Disneyland. They want you to pay a ticket, which kind of sucks. It really does suck. I guess they want you to spend time with your family instead of going to Disneyland. Even if you're with your family going to Disney, they don't want you at the theme park. They said it themselves that through the Spire and Down keys, they don't want you anywhere near Christmas Day going to Disneyland. They want you to pay a ticket or spend time with your family. That's the whole situation going on over there. So I just came to the realization that I think it'll be best that I do just accept that, and even though there's nothing much to do in Disneyland, at least I could just celebrate Christmas with whatever dates that are available. Now, for me, thinking about to renew, I'm still under uncertain what's going on in this situation because again, these keys are hard to get. So even though you get a lot of good money to already buy one for whenever you're available again, it's not easy, and they have only a certain month, a certain day that they open. So it kind of gets me a little scared to know what should I do in this situation. I have to still figure out how the renewal works and how that, but rather than that, I'm still under debate because I like the restaurants and I like the entertainment that they have in it. The only thing I'm just not happy with is the way they're handling theme parks, show times, and the holiday experience. The ones like Valentine's, which it shouldn't be a paid. I don't know why they did that. I'm kind of upset. They made that a paid. It should have just been a celebrating like the Christmas one. The Christmas in Disneyland was just pure like holiday and was not even an event that they had that you had to pay a ticket just to Disney World, but in Disneyland it was not a paid event. You just went there to celebrate Christmas. And that's what I liked about it. It wasn't a paid holiday or paid admission for the whole night to see spectacular things. They just had show times and which I was okay with. And for some reason, the Valentine one, there was just I don't know what's going on up there at Disney, but the Valentine one, they want you to pay a mission, and I don't understand this. I don't know if I'm upset or angry. I'm still kind of, you know, probably angry about it. But why? Well, at this point, I think Disney is just doing a cash grab. That's what I think, and they're doing a cash grab on couples now, and it's sad because these couples, they just want to celebrate Valentine's, and yet you have to force them to pay an admission of a ticket just to have show times for the night, and it's not even Halloween. So, and Halloween I was understandable because these actors get tired, and the fact that doing it every single time when they open, with the makeup and all that hard stuff to create is really difficult. But sometimes you got to work around the clock and you got to find ways that can work with your cast members too, because cast members have ways they can have show times whenever they can be open to freely to do those show times. But when it comes to Valentine's, there's not really much in Valentine's that you want to put so much cast members on unless you're that desperate. But even though then, you would just put an open schedule what days they'll attend it and what days they won't, so it makes it easier. And this only have those paid for those showtimes only. It makes perfect sense. So that way people could still celebrate the holidays with whatever is available to them. It makes perfect sense. I'm still curious though how they're running the system though, because at this point I'm like, if they're gonna start making people pay for every time to see holiday shows, I'm gonna start leaving bailing out from Disney and get my refund. I'm like, I don't think so, because the theme park is basically should be only like a regular theme park you visit to have fun, not you have to visit and make sure you get a ticket for showtime events every single time you go there. That's just a cash grab right there. It's not even Disneyland anymore. It feels like just a cash grab to get people's money. That shouldn't happen at that point. And it looks like I just been up and down over as opposed to my content that I've been doing with my channel. I've been unable to get my. That's why if you haven't seen my community, I've been unable to get the stuff that I really really wanted to put in there because again you have so much things that have to tend first, and that's why I still haven't been doing intercession either because I'm like that's gonna get in my way. And since they're not gonna cover for the books and stuff like that, I had no choice but to bail out on it. I had no choice. It was basically a done decision, so I really did not have a choice there. I don't. I didn't have a choice. It looks like I'm still like halfway there. I have to get my painting really well done, but I have to still get a glimpse of what else is gonna go down. I've been also curious of how things were running because again, there is so much like is happening right now. And I'm trying to look at this. I'm looking at this how the system is working because this setting is a little bit weird. Doesn't really tell me. I guess my thing's beeping. Let me see this. Okay, there. I don't want it beeping too much because it gets annoying. Okay. Well, yeah, that's why I'm upset with the Disneyland whole thing and my reason why my channel. Because again, I gotta put time to put the videos in there, and sometimes when you're all busy all over the place, it's hard to put these contents inside as much as possible. So you can only do so much, as opposed to the outcome of the situation. Though I still am curious though of some of the restaurants. 'Cause I haven't been in all the restaurants yet. I've been to most of them, but the Pirates one, let me tell you, there is just no way you can book a reservation for the Pirates because Disneyland does not know how to do a called a separate a system where they can't allow people to reservate until this month opens, which I would preferred, where once it gets to the first, I'm not talking about the time, I'm talking about Pacific time. Like, not open at, oh yeah, you reserve by 12 a.m. No. If you reserve by a certain time of 7, then it opens for the entire month. If they could do that instead, I think it'll be easier to have people reserve that better. And then the walk up wait list should be at least open for at least about 30 people for the entire day, and that's it. And not by, oh yeah, you only first come first serve. No, it should be open for those who are interested in going in because you're just scaring away those guests. Like, I haven't even been in the Pirates. I don't even know what's in there in the restaurant, and yet they just don't know how to work with this system. That gets me upset and angry because I'm like, you have all these other restaurants that a lot of people attend, and like, why not go let us go into the Pirates, which doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm kind of like, because I remember I went with my family and I knew that they just, I tried walking into a walk-in, no available thing. I tried going into the other one, completely booked. So both reservation and walk-in will just not let the Pirates go through. And I just gave up. I just said, no what, I can't do this restaurant. It's just, there's just no way that can work. And because Disneyland doesn't know how to work around this, they're still having problems with it. And then even with the wristband that I went to try to see how that, it's a cool feature, but again, I know me and my relative just want a reason why to get it or some sort of purpose that convinces us of getting this because I know it's a fun way to entertain yourself, but when I seen other YouTubers with that wristband, I felt they even told me themselves that there's no need to get this. It just feels like they just want money. And that all you're doing is basically doing the hunters from Star Wars, some sort of like easy access with your wristband to get inside the entrance, maybe some lines that you could put in your wristband, but rather than that, it's like, what else can you do? Play music, blow up the lights during the show times. If there was some credits that you can use to maybe like save up the credits, similar like if you've seen those round one places where those cards over time after you get so many credits you get win prizes or something. If they had something like that, maybe I would get a wristband, but they don't for some reason. And if until Disney makes an announcement of showing some sort of purpose, I don't think there's any reason for me to get one in the as of right now. It feels like a pointless thing. I just prefer using the phone. That's all I know right now. Unless Disney comes with something great, I'm just gonna be on standby until something does come great. Because I do hope that Disney does have something for the wristband to do than just the bounty hunter thing and just easy access to things. Because not even the express line, the like lightning lanes are a guarantee that you're gonna get inside. Because sometimes they're booked or sometimes it won't work through that easily. I know this because I've been there many times. And then I'm let me tell you, for some reason they're making you pay $22 or $21 to get in Rise of the Resistance ride, which is insane. Instead of waiting 75 minutes. I, I don't know. This is gotta be, I don't know, the best decision or the worst. One of those two, because if you're gonna make people pay $22, and it was funny, the same one that had that same price was Six Flags, what's called Flight of Courage, just to get on one roller coaster. You had to pay the same price, and I was losing my mind. I'm like, did they just copy Disney? I mean, Star Wars, because it's a long ride that you have all this. You're in the actual Star Wars scene. I can understand, but for a roller coaster at Six Flags, come on. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, nowadays they'll do anything for money. You can't even live the theme park without paying some sort of thing to access of area or ride or attraction. So better luck just waiting in the lines. That's in my opinion. And you're better off like using days you can to just go on whatever ride you want to go on for that entire day, and that's it. Because you can't do all rides at one day. At this point it's impossible at Disneyland. All right, so probably should change the subject already because I know I've been talking too much on that. There is games I wanted to mention because again there's so much games that I really wanted to play so badly, but again due to my timing and the things that I'm going on right now, in the beginning it's I gotta like see how my schedule is gonna be for the last semester, and I do also want to say this will be my last college semester I'm ever going to be attending. I'm finally at this point where I'm gonna be graduating and then updating my website with where I graduated at, which is gonna be crazy to know that it's been years and I've been in this thing and I'm finally gonna be busting out of this. It's gonna be it's shocking. It is for me. It's like it's been a long ride in journey through this college, and for me to be done with it, it's like you're basically like you're finished. You made it through the peak of the medium hard. But though I'm still trying to find my way to do the transfer because I do want to go to university. So that's all I know for sure that's going on right now. So I know it's still gonna be a quiet of a setback, and I hope I get a word what's gonna happen once I submit the application and get all the stuff done. Now I can't tell anybody what university I'm going to, so until the time comes, I will probably just let this one sit back for a bit. It's exciting to know that I'll be graduating by this year in the summer. So that's some good news for me. That I won't be there no more. However, it's not gonna be an easy ride no more since now that I'm be graduating, you're kind of you have to find out what's gonna happen with this other school and how it's gonna work by, and then see what's gonna go down from there. But again, I do wanna like keep the key passes because they're hard to get, and the other places are not safe. I've seen the restaurants; they're not always gonna be safe, and there's always gonna be something going down. It makes me feel like, what's the right word to say this? It makes me feel unsecured of my position, so I mostly feel more comfortable in a theme park going to these restaurants, to be honest. Because I'm telling you, they do sell a lot of alcohol privileges and shakes, drinks, name it. They'll have it there in the theme park. And it's a much a little bit safer access because people can't drink too much of an amount. They have to go under a limit. Because if they do that, of course, they'll get kicked out of the theme park. That's what the whole basic rules that they have. That's all I know. But again, this is like, it's really big to know that I made it through these years and I've been through doing all these classes, and to know that it's finally gonna come to an end. It's a little bit shocking for me. I've got this far. There's still so debates of else what I'm going to, but my last semester I know I need to take requirement classes for this university, including making sure that I have everything under objective, that I prepare myself for the real world. So I'm gonna be doing that as well. But if I'm lucky to get the transfer in approval, I it will be a lot happier for me that to know that I still could get help from some sort of program with along I'm attending the university at the school. That's all that the situation that's coming through right now. So if those are curious, yeah, I will be updating my website with what college I graduated from. Because once you graduate, you're no longer returning there. You're done. And then that's when I could just post it to know where I've been there all these years at studying at. It's a big moment to know that what type of stuff is gonna go down during the graduation. Because I know in high school it was kind of a stadium, but it was kind of fun to know that after that I was spending time at Disneyland, which was crazy that this college, instead of one day at Disneyland, I was spending an entire year. So it's like an entire year of this thing with after all this stuff that's happened, which it's insane that I was getting an entire year of this instead of just one day like in high school. The only thing that sucks is the fact that the whole situation over there it's like ups and downs, so you don't know what's gonna happen here. But if it comes to the worst case scenario, I'll just keep a really cheap pass for me, just so no, I'm not paying so much for an entire. So that way, at least I have access to the expensive ones later on down the line, because they're still hard to get, and I know it's not easy because people under the renewal only have like a limited window. But that's how big. That's how the situation is. But yeah, that's props for me for completing my all my requirements of this school or this college. So I'll be looking forward later what's gonna happen. In terms of my classes that I'm taking, they're vitally important because I know how Los Angeles is, and I know the fact that there is going to be a lot of crazy stuff in the buses at the same time in other places, so I gotta prepare for that. I'm not gonna say specifically where in Los Angeles where I'm gonna be going, but I know for sure that I have to come prepared, knowing everything I know my logic, because when some to this other world of the other city, it's gonna be different. That's all I could say for sure. I can't really specifically know which ones it's going to happen, but I know when I visit there, it's going to be a different place. Speaking of different places, I still think for sure my community is much safer than Los Angeles because at least over here I'm able to keep calm and knowing that there's not a lot of people to go crazy or have a lot of crime rates. Our crime rates are low, really low, not that high, but still have to be on the lookout because never knows who goes crazier. You can only do so much to trust with the districts in here. I'm not gonna say specifically in the city, but I just wanted to clarify those who are curious where I'm living at. Basically, a district that's safe in California. So that's all I know, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say here. It's shocking that I get easy access to doing things that I want to do and feel more comfortable and safer again with theme parks to spend time drinking places. Again, I do not like drinking alcohol. I only would drink it if it's something special or something remarkable. But rather than that, I do not like drinking alcohol. So I just go for like special drinks that are non-alcohol privileges. Even Star Wars Galaxy Edge, if you've seen that short thing, it's an exclusive drink that's a different, another universe basically of a drink. That for once in my life, you see that movie that the person's drinking, you can drink that now. And that was an unlocked achievement where Luke Skywalker was drinking some blue liquid. It was called blue milk, and for some reason, they were able to get it in reality for guests to drink. It was the most amazing experience, and I still will always remember that movie icon that person was drinking. You could drink it too. It's awesome to know that that's going down. All right, I'm so far like doing well with this. All the painting that I've been doing is particularly looking more fantastic. I can't wait to show this painting in Instagram when it comes through. I probably would put it in other social medias, but rather than that, yeah, this is gonna be one fantastic thing that I'll be presenting not shortly, but when it comes open, because again, I wanna like keep it secret for right now, so I can't really reveal what I'm painting. Anyone has any other like things that they want to say in the comments, they could, but please keep advised. YouTube is making sure you keep it under their guidelines. They are strict when it comes to commenting here, so you got to be aware of the guidelines they're putting in right now. And I thought this was gonna be go like long, but be short, but it's taking a little longer than expected. I mean, I'm not even like near the other side yet. I'm just doing like this first side right now. Because when it gets to a small area, it's more harder. Let me get one of this. Okay. I don't know what my music's playing. I'm actually, while I'm painting, I'm watching Bob Ross. They have like this Bob Ross on Twitch where he paints a lot of like cool paintings of how he does his little exclusive artwork, and I'm inspired by Bob Ross. So you're probably why I'm looking always that way or having sometimes glaring glance. Bob Ross just has amazing artwork that just makes me like look every time to the distance, knowing what heck is he creating over there. And he does really inspiring paintings that I'm just like amazed and thrilled by. I think what got me interested in not just the filming thing, but what got me also interested in painting was the fact that how cool and imagine that you can create these images. And thanks to my sister, I was like, obviously off the bat, like really like in a most like unbelievable. Like you couldn't, if you were a kid, you would be believed in your eyes of how amazing things could turn out when you see an image for the first time created by a person who's did it all with just a couple of inks and a couple of designs, and you got yourself an image. And when I saw that when I was a kid, I knew off the bat that maybe I should do something like that, not for the future, but when times you feel like you want to be open to something different, not always stuck in the screen all day and doing those things that you can actually create it yourself. That's what's cool. Now, not everybody could do this. I mean, I know people out there who tried it, and how much money it would cost. Not all of them could be open to do something like that. Even if they do, it's a really, really difficult life. At the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really mess up on your colors because blending is the hardest, and lighting. Let me tell you, this used to be fatter, and over time, since I needed to brighten my colors, this went from being fat to being this thin, and it's almost depleted. That's how much brightness I had to do just to get my image to be as bright as I can. And that's a lot of hard work. And it went ink after ink after ink just to get it working. So again, painting's not for everybody, and if you're not willing to look at how you paint stuff or willing to pay money just to get replacements, you're really gonna have trouble painting. I know for that type itself, because there's a place I buy this type of ink stuff. It usually comes around like $8 to $7 per ink. to get the same brand. So if I were to get a replacement, let's say the black color, the one I'm painting right now with black, and you can see closely, it's pure black. Maybe you can, but it's like black ink. It'll cost you somewhere in the range of $8 to $9. 7 if you can get it at cheap like that. But that's how much it will cost to get those ink. Because these are like not just ink colors, they're special brand colors. And then there's something that keeps your brushes from falling apart, so they can be live in centuries, and then reuse them again, all brand like they're brand new. Let me show you. There's like this little like dry cleaner. It's like a grease cleaner, and it helps to get the paints from being all paled where they start falling apart into like looking like they're about to make a U-turn. So it keeps the brushes straight no matter what. So if you don't want your paints to look like a U-turn, if you're going to a U-turn on drive lanes and you want it to stay straight, you probably should consider getting a greaser to polish your brushes after use. Let's say you want to put them away already, you just polish them and until they're all over the brush, so that way you can store them in there and they'll just dry with that brush to keep them straight, not over time letting them completely dry until they start falling apart. So you gotta like watch out for that. That's all it's happening so far. In terms of anything else that's happening for the channel, I'm still curious of how my games are doing. Though it sucks that one of my favorite anime shows is getting delayed, so I have no choice but to accept that. And she's still one of my favorite all-time anime characters of all time, and she is so fine. I like what she does so badly because she fights for the sake of humanity. And still, it's like it's sad that you have to have it delayed, but they're having a COVID situation in Japan over there. There's nothing I could do. That's what's going on so far. So they're delayed over there. Or it could be just the company itself, but that's what we got the announcement. But we're waiting to see when the release date will come again. So until then, I'm just gonna do what I do best in my channel. Until I'm available again, I will try to make return content in there again. And I hope I can just get some open days so that way I'm not too focused on my last semester in college. And I also can get some sort of content going. Hope it doesn't have to be always live like this, live all the time. Though I'm still like figure out what else I have to put through my own days. 'Cause there's still so much things going on. Because things can change easily off the bat. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. I'm trying not to get too much of the image. Okay, there. Right. I don't want to get too much of the image. That way I can see what I'm doing. It's hard to precisely to get each corner because you don't want to mess up the paint. Okay, I think I got that part. It's a little bit challenging, but if you know what you're doing, you won't have a problem. I think these colors are drying. Water is key here, because your paint will dry. You need to have water, otherwise you're fucked. To prevent your paint from drying. If you don't have water, you're screwed, because those paint I can guarantee won't last. They will completely dry out on you, and you're fucked. I learned that because the professor, when I was taking an art class, he told me you need water or you're not gonna make it through the painting. Your paint's gonna dry quicker. You're not gonna be able to do the paint you want to imagine or dream. It's all about dreaming how your image you want it to be. And these corners are gonna be difficult. I'm gonna have to be all over the place with this. I'm still curious though about something. Even though my channel is getting all kind of cool content, there should be a way for like not just cutscenes to promote, but there should be something else that helps too. Because even though I have like a lot of individuals who go on Instagram and stuff, nobody knows how to really promote things unless they pay money, which it's kind of sad that you have to pay money just to get promotions. That you can't find another way where you can just have people look at it and see it from a popular social media sites besides Instagram and Twitter or Facebook. I'm curious if there's any other ones that could do the job that doesn't require payments. Maybe somehow there's some way. Because again, it's not easy making it into the YouTube world. It isn't. Even if you succeed, it's a hard life. And that's why the person that I care about is struggling so badly, trying to make her payments going because she's now living on her own, and I have to do everything my best to continue the cutscenes that advertise her no matter what. If you look at those cutscenes, each one of them have literally her face on it, just so you can see what this person does. It makes me so happy for her, and I'm inspired what she does. I'm really inspired. I have to do my best to keep the smile going. I just don't want to lose that smile that she has with her. I don't want to lose that. I'll say it again. I want to protect that smile no matter what. If she loses that smile, it's like I don't know what to do anymore. And the only person that smiles so dearly beautiful, it'll be hard for me to figure out myself what can return that smile, and I'll lose my mind. I'm always just dedicated just to protect that smile, no matter what. And enough of talking about that. I really don't like saying this, but there's still like a lot of steps to do, a lot of process into the YouTube world. It's not going to be an easy like place to do. Because once I'm on my own, I basically have to work what I have. And if things do not work out in my school, well, my health is on the line, the person's on the line. So I gotta find ways to make money in the meantime until I could get the person and get my life up and running again, and hopefully getting exceptions. Because again, it's not easy getting inside the university. It's a hard life, and it's hard to get in. But with good status of your GPA, with good help, feedback and help on your application, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't. Maybe those who probably know what I'm talking about probably seen my story a while back, but again, that's if they've seen it. Still gotta work with this. I think my paints are drying again. Maybe add a dip of water. I'm gonna mush it around to see if I can blend it into more black paint. Otherwise, I'll have to use the bigger one. The bigger one I like because it just can get bigger areas. Okay. Not the best, but I think it helps. Looks a little bit wet, but I think I can manage to do this right. Let's see how long already. Almost been an hour. I'm glad I've been able to stream something here at least, because I haven't got anything here. Sometimes when I'm really busy, it's like I can only do so much. So at least if I'm chatting while I'm doing something, at least there's an update going on. You know, I'm not abandoning this channel. There's still hope for it. Still sucks that most of my audience is probably like disappeared by now. You know what happened there? Either I've been subscribed to users who are bots, or subscribed to individuals who are just not there anymore. Oops. I think I messed. I kind of messed up there. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. I don't know, maybe make it look a little bit. Just checking to make sure that my things are shaking. Just checking. Okay. It's right there. I'm gonna try to work my way how this is gonna work because I still have this condition that's still unexplained, and I still have to figure out how I can work with this. Maybe, hopefully, there's some sort of solution, but until then, it's hard to know what's gonna happen now. I'm still debating how things are gonna work out, though. Still debating. That's all I could say. If something does happen where it's like it becomes a life shortening, that's gonna really suck. Because I did a lot of awesome things over the time, and just to have it like that is a really devastating blow. So it's good to take care of your health and just eat pure diets if you have to. Sacrifice your food part for the greater good. Because again, I don't care about much my food situations. I don't. I could just put it to the side. What I do care is the content and the stuff, things that I produce. That's what I care about. Like if it's a sacrifice I'll do, I'll have to do it just so I can do the things I love doing. Sometimes when you get to an older stage, even more older, things will change up to you where you won't be able to do that something like that anymore. And that's why my content, progress in Minecraft has been put slowly on hold. Like I did so much during my fall semester because I had a schedule that I was working on. Plus, I wasn't doing any applications at the time. So I was able to have one day where we're on session and I was able to do multitask with that and the content I was creating because all I was doing was listening and hearing what the professor had to say. So it was easy for me to listen to that note what the heck we was saying because it was an easy class. It wasn't difficult. I knew exactly what he was talking about and what I had to do. Because basically, I had to work like a critic where I'm talking about some movie films, and so what gave me the advantage because I'm always talking about films. I'm always talking about how each film has their goods and bads, and I'm always describing them great in detail. So I'm used to that. So it was like an easy thing that I could just kill time to make progress on the Minecraft since it's really been years and years of developing and building this map that I've been dedicated so much since I was small. Like I think I was only like 13 or 12 when I started producing this content of scary worlds and scary things inside the crate because there's a lot of Minecraft creatures. So like might as well build some scary places and just build an iconic through the years. Just building and making it more much better. I'm still curious though. Maybe I should add the back rooms in it because back rooms have been so famous. So maybe I could add the back rooms into my world and produce some crazy things that no one will ever believe in their own eyes. Just because again, it's now unlimited. Like the new seed they have is it made it so good that it became unlimited. I think I got messed up a little bit, but let me see. There we go. I just hope that doesn't get worse. Cause this thing is a little challenging here. But yeah, I was saying it became unlimited where there's no boundaries, no barriers. You could build how long you want, how big you want it to be. So that's why I'm like, I should probably create something like that to put it with the rest of the scary things I put in, so that way it can get more popular. Because my world right now, if I were to give it to some individual fan, they'll probably lose their mind of how much scary things they're in there. So much. That's why I still believe that it's something that I'm still hoping that it doesn't get worse or go down in history. And it's my first stains. Well, I've been talking for a long while. If you're probably curious to know what other things are going on my stuff, you can always stay tuned to Instagram because that's where I usually put all my stories at to cool content. But if you're just waiting for something to come up, I will have a log later on shortly. Again, thank you again so much for being a part of this or just watching this video. I will end this already because I've been too long talking, and hope that there's still great potential what's going to happen later on, and still hoping that there's going to be a lot of cool things to see. Because again, it's still not done, and there's still so much things that haven't been in there yet, but that's about it. So again, that's about all I have for this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on another live stream when we're Zero Pow Jimmy Pablo. Bye bye.